Hi, my name is RCL. For today's video, I'm going to discuss and execute one exercise with resistance in each of the neuromuscular and skeletal components of the lumbo-pelvic hip complex. Anterior lumbo-pelvic hip complex. The anterior portion of the pelvic-sacral lumbar spine is constructed of musculature, commonly referred to as the core. The anterior portion of the core consists primarily of the abdominal grouping. This contains the transverse abdominis, rectus abdominis, internal oblique, and external oblique. Posterior lumbo-pelvic hip complex. The iliopsoas is comprised of the iliacus, psoas major, and psoas minor. The primary function of the iliopsoas is a flexor of the hip and stabilizer of the lumbar spine. The quadratus lumborum functions to laterally flex and extend the spine. The erector spinae is comprised of the iliocostalis, spinalis, and iliocostals. It attaches at the sacrum, ilium, lumbar spine, and thoracic spine. The function of these muscles is extension of the vertebrae. Anterior upper leg. The anterior upper leg contains the quadriceps, a grouping of 5 individual muscles: the rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus intermedius, and vastus ventralis comprise the quadriceps. The sartorius and iliopsoas are also found in the anterior portion of the upper leg. The integrated function of the quadriceps, sartorius, and iliopsoas is stabilization of the knee and hip, deceleration of knee flexion, abduction, internal rotation, and deceleration of hip extension. Posterior upper leg. The hamstrings are the primary grouping of muscles of the posterior upper leg. The hamstring complex is an extensor of the hip joint and a flexor of the knee. The integrated function of the hamstrings is as stabilizers of both hip and knee during movement and decelerators of knee extension. Medial upper leg. The medial upper leg consists primarily of the adductors of the hip and leg. The pectineus, adductor longus, brevis, magnus, and gracilis are the primary musculature of the medial thigh responsible for adducting, flexing, and internally rotating of the femur. In addition, the adductor complex stabilizes the hip and acts as a decelerator of the hip flexion. Gluteal region. The gluteal region is comprised of the musculature of the posterior and lateral portions of the pelvis and upper leg. The gluteal muscles are comprised of the gluteus maximus, medius, minimus, and are arranged in 3 layers. The gluteus maximus is the most superficial of the 3 muscles and is a primary extensor and lateral rotator of the hip. The gluteus medius is located laterally on the hip. It creates adduction and medial rotation of the hip in addition to stabilizing the pelvis. The gluteus minimus is the deepest layer of the 3 gluteal muscles and is an adductor, medial rotator, and stabilizer of the hip.